Welcome back, Galaxy Brains. This is the Film Lover's Guide to the Galaxy, and this week we have a double feature. We do have on HBO Max in theaters right now Reminiscence that stars Hugh Jackman, and then we also have Vacation Friends, a Hulu original that has. I mean, I recognize the other three people, but we know it's just for John Cena that we were watching it for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but before we get to all that, Joe, what's grinding your gears this week?
I very much look forward to this podcast every week. It's been very, very fun. I very much enjoyed doing it with you guys, and it's been a blast. All right. What's been pissing me off this week is fucking checkout screens. Like, when you put in your credit card or whatever, and it's like, would you like to donate $1 to whatever? Right? And the problem there is like it's gonna be something that makes you feel guilty. Would you like to donate to like Children's Hospital? You're like, fucking no, sounds like a dick. Like, first of all, it's like some $1 billion corporation asking me for my dollar. Fucking donate yourself. Like, what the fuck are you asking me for? Eat a dick. I hate that they use like almost guilt. And what's even worse is, I went to Panda Express a couple days ago, and then they do it through the thing. Hey, would you like to donate $1 or round up to the thing? And I just no, and I say no every time. By the way, every time I hear it though, I feel like a dick to the cashier every time. But it's just
it's better on the pin pad than when they ask you, though.
It is true, yes, because you can
would you like to donate $1 to help children's
blind kids or something? And I'm like, no, and I mean, I'm sure they don't care. Their minimum
your answer's got to be like, not today. Not today.
No, it's no, no. It's just, I don't know. I hate it, and it's just. I hate that these really, really big corporations ask for this kind of shit from their employees, and not employees, their customers. And the other thing is, and I don't know, I might not know much, is do they use this as a PR move? Oh, we donated $5 million this year, and most of that's from the customers or whatever. And I don't even know if they're donating this shit, or if it's a tax write-off. Eat a dick, Panda Express.
Jared, what have you been watching, consuming this week?
Oh my God, guys, I've been so busy. I'm teaching now, so I go home and I lesson plan and I do all my other stuff. Other than pro wrestling, which is so good right now. And I'm not talking about WWE because it's shit. I watch AEW, really good. CM Punk is back. I'm very excited to watch the pay-per-view this weekend. Expect a full report on the pay-per-view this weekend. Other than what we've been doing today, what did I watch the other day? Oh, yeah. So my girlfriend had never seen Cowboy Bebop before.
Wow, interesting.
Okay. So we watched a bunch of episodes the other day because the photos of John Cho and crew came out last week or over the weekend or whenever since we last recorded. I'm pretty excited for it. The thing I'm excited for is the music. Yoko Kanno is back doing the music, like with the seatbelts. And like, if they're going to have a live action Cowboy Bebop series and they don't have the theme song, it's a non-starter. I won't. Why would you do that? Why would you even have that if you're not going to have the most iconic anime theme song next to Cruel Angel's Thesis from Evangelion?
They did Mulan without Mushu.
Yeah, but like that's not even the same. Like when you hear that opening trumpet of like, oh, like I get chills. Like you think about it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm in for a fucking great time. And like I forgot how just effortlessly cool that series was. I hadn't watched them since like, I don't know, they were on Toonami. Like I have the series on Blu-ray, but it's not something I watch all the time. But like it's just still such a banger. Like the music is just woven into that series so well. Another thing that I watched was I'm gonna try to find the name of it. It's that Witcher animated series. Oh yeah, The Witcher: Nightmare of the Wolf on Netflix. highly recommended. I believe it's the same animation studio that did The Legend of Korra, and it really gets into Vesemir from of The Witcher fame. And boy, it's not for the weak at heart because it's a pretty brutal animated series, but highly recommended. It is very good, very intense, and yeah, that those were what I watched. I got back into painting my Warhammers. Just, I need something to kind of like take my mind off of things during the week, so I watched that while painting some Warhammer. And
Do you play like actively play Warhammer?
I haven't played in a little bit since the Panini. Yeah, like I was playing 40K a lot.
My only experience with Warhammer, like in person, is when Wizards of the Coast was a thing. I don't know if it still is. Where they had that's it.
Completely different companies.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like
So
whatever.
yeah, Wizards of the Coast is Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is there was a store at the mall, Wizards of the Coast,
Yes.
and they had the 40K Hammer figurines, and it looks cool as fuck. But also, I don't think my brain can handle. It's like a strategy game, right? I just can't.
Yeah, so it's a strategy, like it's a tabletop
Like
RPG
Risk,
strategy.
like Risk with more
I
involved
mean,
Risk.
yeah, I guess. But it's like, like when you see like in like army movies where the generals are pushing their soldiers around the map.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like that, but like on like a city scale.
Yeah,
Like
I mean that's
it's
what I figured.
yeah.
It also sounded like an extremely expensive hobby.
It's insanely expensive. It's stupid. It's stupid expensive. But the models are really cool.
They are really cool. I
I'm
would like to have just like one. You know what I mean? I
I'm
don't
currently I'll send you one. I'll
want. Thanks, man.
I'll paint one up and send one to you.
Ooh,
I'm currently painting some ogres. They're big, like bleh looking guys. They're really cool.
very cool, very cool.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
He just described wrestling. So,
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Joe, what have you been watching this past week?
I've been watching. Only thing I really watched was there's a new season of Archer. I just checked out a little bit. Also, I've been playing something is because I have the PS5 and I have the PlayStation Plus for the year or whatever, and you get the free games. So I got like whatever the tennis game is with Federer and Nadal on it.
Oh yeah.
It's obvious that no one plays these games because the technology is awful. You know how like 2K and Madden, always try to make themselves better looking, whatever, all this stuff because a billion people play it.
Yeah.
I love tennis. Man, that was brutal to play.
There hasn't been a good tennis game since Virtua Tennis. There just
my
hasn't.
favorite tennis game is like Mario Tennis.
Yeah, Mario Tennis is probably the last best Mario best
Fucking
tennis game, to be honest with you.
Virtua Tennis, bruh.
Virtua Tennis is good.
That was very, very fun. It's just from I was like, I had a lot of fun with Mario Tennis and all that kind of. I know it's not one of those.
Oh yeah, Mario Tennis is so fun.
It was just this realistic tennis, and I think it might be made by 2K. I don't even know, but it was not great.
God, maybe I should get Mario Tennis for my Wii. My Switch.
I'm saying I heard good things about it. That's all I can say, and people seem to have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, another thing I watched that Bob Ross documentary.
How was that? I was gonna watch that. I heard.
John, did you watch that?
No.
It's supposed to be like the sinister BS of Bob Ross.
Bob Ross is like a wonderful human being.
Of course.
Until the very end. And it's about these people that absolutely screwed him and his son over. And the thing I really liked about it was that through the whole movie, through the whole doc, was the sentiment that Bob Ross always said was that everybody can paint. He loved teaching people how to paint. He loved doing it up until the very end. And his son is still a very good painter of mountains. His son, just like at the very end, is like painting these mountains in a sunset. And it's just, oh my goodness. It's like, it really broke my heart seeing, one of these things where these people just kind of take this guy over and take his estate over and are licensing out his likeness for every little thing. And I just, the guy, the guy's legacy deserves better than that. But it was a good doc because it really kind of sheds light on that, but also just kind of how good of a dude Bob was.
You know, there's always going to be shitheads that kind of do that kind of stuff. I'm hoping like nothing like with happened like that with Mr. Rogers, right? People trying to take over the state and
No, that
right?
the Mr. Rogers doc on HBO. I
Yes,
think it's on
yeah,
HBO. Oh my god,
it's
that
great.
was oh my god.
But
I
I'm just
cried.
wondering,
Cried.
are there people like are there like
No,
vultures? You know,
no, because I
okay,
think all of his stuff was PBS. Like,
okay,
Mhm.
there you go.
I'm waiting for the Huell Hauser documentary. That's amazing. Would you look at that? Fuck yeah, Huell. R.I.P. dog.
Well, for me, I mean, work's been busy this past week. So outside of the two movies, I mean, I actually I did watch another one. It was a different Netflix movie. It was He's All That with
Oh
TikTok star
yeah.
fame Addison Rae. And let me tell you, being famous on TikTok does not translate being good in a
No,
movie.
It
not at
So,
all.
is so bad.
Different
uh,
skill sets.
yes,
One
it
hundred
is.
percent different skill sets.
I should have clicked on that Bob Ross documentary, but I was like, I need something just in the background as I'm doing something. And Bob Ross, I kind of need to pay attention to that documentary. The other one, I couldn't. And even for me not paying attention to it, it was just whatever, you
Yeah.
know. I was very, I don't even know what I was expecting going to that movie. I just, to be entertained, I guess. And I was not. It made me want to watch She's All That again because that was a good movie.
Heater. Did you see the Spider-Man trailer, Johnny?
I did.
Joe, did
Yes.
you see the Spider-Man trailer?
I did, yes.
So, okay, here's my thing. People were poo-pooing on it.
I
And
loved it.
I
I
am one of those
what
people. I
the
will poo poo on
fuck,
it.
guys? If you're listening to this, like, please tweet at us or something why you thought that trailer was bad. If it's Spider-Man, no, it was Spider-Man is my. I was thinking about it the other day. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. He's my favorite because he's just a kid and then a guy. Like he is the epitome of his neighborhood that he grew up in. And it's just like, I could go into this whole thing why I like him, but like that, I'm so excited for a multi timeline Sinister Six. Fucking Alfred Molina as Doc Ock again is so good. So I mean, is Toby's obviously in it, right? Like he has to be.
You would have to assume at this point. So
What do we think about? Do we think Andrew Garfield's in it?
I'm just worried about the contractual stuff or probably some paperwork bullshit.
I
Is really
mean,
what's
I'm
with
pretty
me though.
sure. I'm pretty sure he's probably in it too.
Yeah.
I so here. There's two reasons why I didn't care for the trailer. One, so if we take the events of what happened in Endgame and take the events that happened from Far From Home, the trailer made it seems that Doctor Strange is all willy nilly. Okay, we're just gonna change all this up. Now, there's rumors, speculations, theories, whatever.
Yeah, we're assuming that is Doctor
The
Strange, but
Strange, correct? It
not,
might not be right, but at the same time, if that is how you can present the trailer, I was like, okay, this motherfucker just like knew that there's a one whatever million whatever chance in one in trying to beat God, what's his
Thanos.
face? Thanos. God, I'm blanking out. But yeah, and then now at this point, it's like, oh, okay, you want to get everyone to forget that you're Spider-Man? Cool, let's do it. So the flippantness of it, I get it. Other people have read it the other way, but if you are a person that, and there's still a lot of people that is the first time watching Spider-Man or seeing this, they're gonna like, okay, it throws me off for a loop. Number two, this doesn't have to do with the trailer, but it's about the release of the trailer. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah.
when TikTok, or not a TikTok, someone from Sony, they got it from Sony, they leaked on TikTok, and then 2 days later, right, Sony decides, okay, we got to release the thing because if not, that's crazy, right? Did you guys remember Shang-Chi's coming out this weekend?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys if you were gonna see it.
I am
Johnny,
gonna
you're
see
gonna
it.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on Wednesday. Booked out a whole theater, so we've got friends and stuff going.
Oh,
So if you want to go, Jared, there's only 10 people in that theater, and I
Wednesday,
know.
you said? No, that's wrestling night, baby.
But to me, everyone, all the rest of the week was talking about Spider-Man, right? And this is a week before Shang-Chi is about to come out. You basically just wiped off some of the excitement for this Marvel movie simply because now this one I don't blame, but it did dampen when I watched the actual trailer itself. Just because it's like, oh hey, we finally get a all Asian cast in a
No,
comic book
okay.
movie. That's everything.
I don't think that's it. One, I think they had to release it.
No, yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
this isn't part of circumstance, but everyone. I don't see. God, I use TikTok way more than I should, and I use
Oh,
social media way
brother,
more than I should, right? But
brother, that
everything,
TikTok is got its hooks in me.
but everything that I always watch and like stuff like that is like everyone's just speculating, talking about trailer, talking about Spider-Man, waiting for it,
The
and it's like
speculations of these Marvel movies on TikTok are the fucking worst.
they are, and it's
It's
just.
the guy holding his microphone like this that I'm just gonna tell you about. And then like the one good thing that I saw was that he speculated that Matt Murdock was gonna be in it for or from the Marvel series or from the Netflix series. And I was like, fuck yeah, bring that on.
Yeah, and I don't know. This might be just a newer generation of stuff because Dakota loves this stuff, right? But I hate this stuff because if you're gonna send me a trailer, let me watch the trailer. I'll think about it in my head, but then I just want to watch the movie. What I really hate is sometimes people just predicting all this, and I go in the movie, I'm like, what the fuck? Like it doesn't. It takes the excitement out of it sometimes, but it then changes the way you watch movies, right? Because now it's more of like, I hate this movie because I predicted wrong, rather than oh, I hate this movie because the movie actually sucked, more or less. So I don't know. I will rewatch that trailer. I think it came out literally at the wrong time for me. But I will
Yeah,
say, seeing Doc Ock at the end, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool. I'm not gonna take that away.
I still hold that movie is a top 10 superhero movie.
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
call. Like
Spider-Man 2 is great. Like, it's great.
the menace of him throwing MJ down the side of a building and then throwing the clock arm after her, and then Peter slingshotting himself. Dude, so rad. Okay, so there has to be a joke where Andrew Garfield Spider-Man runs out of his web.
Yes.
Tom Holland's runs out of web, and then Tobey Maguire looks and goes, "What do you mean you ran out?" It's got because he has the organic web shooters.
Exactly.
I'm still kind of bitter about that. Like, why would you do that, Sam Raimi? Like, I know you're like a weird creature, dude, but like, come on. Like,
I wanted the Spider-Man meme where they point at each other.
They have to.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fun things that they can do with this movie. Just with all the Spider-Mans alone. But I mean, you're right. Like having a multiverse Sinister Six actually is really cool. I don't know. I think it was a little bit underwhelming. That's all.
Do you think we get a Miles Morales?
I want to say no, probably.
I hope not. The reason why I hope not is because it would get dwarfed by if Toby is back and then Andrew comes back.
Yeah,
throwing Miles Morales in there would just kind of dwarf him. Like when Miles Morales shows up in a live action movie, it should be a really big thing. Like because it is really cool. So having him in this movie wouldn't make that work.
So the last thing I will say about this is I hope the next Spider-Man movie is a local friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie like Homecoming. Homecoming was great. It was about his interpersonal life, that intersection between Peter Parker and Spider-Man is always the most interesting part of Spider-Man, you know? I'm gonna stop those guys dressed like the Avengers from Robin and ATM.
Mhm.
I'm gonna, you know, we all, do you all remember the look on your faces when he opened that door and it's Michael Keaton, the Vulture?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
it was a
I was
good genuine shock. I was like, oh
just
shit.
like, oh fuck. Like absolutely phenomenal. And I think like a Craven the Hunter type of villain, just that kind of stuff would be so great.
I would like Spider-Man to stay in his neighborhood and not trying to save the world with other
Yeah,
people. It
absolutely.
it it would be nice for a change. I mean, we'll see how that goes. All right, you guys, it is that time of the week. We're gonna play Cinephile, a card game. These guys, Corey Everett, the guy that actually created the game, I've talked to him a little bit over DMs. He's a pretty cool guy. So if you guys are big into movie trivia and like the illustrations on some of these cards, if you guys check the website, go check it out. I think this is one of the best movie games, if not that I've played so far, and it's pretty fun. So we've talked about filmography before, but I want to try something different today. We played this a little bit, me and Joe, over the past week, and it'll be great to bring Jared in because it's called 6 Degrees of Separation. It's very simple. I'm going to pull 2 cards. We're
Oh
going to take
shit, it's not just Kevin Bacon?
No.
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 Oh
Not that it
no.
matters, you motherfucking encyclopedia.
We'll pull 2 cards, and we got to
Oh.
connect these 2 actors somehow
Okay.
in
Yeah.
terms of the movie.
Hang
So
on.
we can do this, and
Now,
we'll see who.
does it have to be in 6 or is it have to be less than 6?
If you can do less than 6, even better.
Right.
Now, if for some reason I pulled the cards John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, we're going to reshuffle. Right? But we're going to pull these cards. So let's see, out of the 3 of us, who will connect these guys or gals quicker. We have, I'm going to discard this one because Joe does not know who that actress is.
Damn it, guys. Fuck you guys.
If you could tell me a movie Gina Rollins has been in, we'll play this card.
Talladega Nights. I don't know who that is.
All right, you guys. So if you guys are at home, play with us as well. This will be the first one. It will be Jennifer Lopez
Jay from the Block.
and Cameron Diaz. No Googling. Let's see which one of us can connect them
So you
in
gotta
less of
get
movies.
the paper and pencil going.
Honest Health and Wellness Support has a voice. My mission is to make sure it gets heard so that you can live happier and sustainably. Not just physically, most importantly, mentally too. Unlock more advice on maintaining your overall health by subscribing to Health Talks with JD, wherever you get your podcasts.
We got our answers here. Hopefully you guys can do it. So, Joe, you are first.
Okay.
This is between Cameron Diaz to Jennifer Lopez. How can we connect them?
Yeah, so I have Jennifer Lopez being in Ice Age. This is already all over the place because Ray Romano's in that one. Okay.
All right.
Listen, Ray Romano's in Funny People with Adam
Okay.
Sandler.
Okay.
I know, dude. Adam Sandler's in Just Go With It. And then that with Jennifer Aniston, and she's the one with Cameron Diaz.
In what movie?
She's the one. I said.
Okay, she's the one.
That it was just terrible. Sorry.
Okay, so 4 movies. Jared, what was your list?
I'm trying. Hold on. I might have a contender. Ooh. No. Sorry. So I had Jennifer Lopez,
Mm-hmm.
who was in Jiggly
Mm-hmm.
with Ben Affleck,
That's actually a better movie. Yeah, I got it.
who was in whatever the fuck movie you want with Matt Damon, Good Will
Mhm.
Hunting, Dogma, whatever.
Yeah.
Who was in Ocean's 11 with Julia Roberts,
Mm-hmm.
who was in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Cameron Diaz.
That's weird. Like, so Cameron Diaz never did a movie with like Ben Affleck or Matt Damon directly.
Dude, no.
Okay. So you guys got 4, and I was saying to you guys, I got this in 3. So this is the different connector though. Cameron Diaz was in Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise.
Oh.
Tom Cruise was in Tropic Thunder with Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey was in The Wedding Planner with Jennifer Lopez.
Damn. Great job, Johnny. That was sick.
Because I had it in 4 before. So what I did was I did it the other way. I was like, Jennifer Lopez was in Out of Sight with Clooney. Clooney was in Ocean's 11 with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was with Tom Cruise in Interview with a Vampire. And then I got to Vanilla Sky, and I thought to myself, wait, there has to be a different connection. So,
just for the sake of fun, and I'll look it up each time at the end, is they're in a movie together.
Who? Oh, yeah, it's Night and Day.
I mean, no, like Cameron Diaz and Jennifer Lopez.
No.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Oh.
I mean, I'll look it up at the very end.
You're right.
So after we
should we do a different one? Because this was kind of bad.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking terrible.
Dude, I didn't even know that. I completely forgot about that movie.
This was a warm up. Let's not air this one.
We're gonna talk about our double feature. Let's start with Reminiscence. It is released by Warner Brothers. It is written, directed by Lisa Joy. Lisa Joy is a co-creator of HBO's Westworld with her husband, Jonathan Nolan, which means that her brother-in-law is Christopher Nolan. This movie takes place in a future Miami where the seas have kind of overtaken Miami to sunk half of its city down. Hugh Jackman stars as kind of like a former PI that has a technology dream where you can track memories in the past that people get addicted to. One day he meets Rebecca Ferguson, who's played as May, a femme fatale, if you will, and kind of disappears on him. And then they kind of go along this journey as a crime kind of opens up while he's trying to find out where she went. And you kind of discover who she is and how it's connected to kind of a bigger crime plot. Think Blade Runner crossing with Chinatown, give or take. Jared, you got to see this movie. What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty shocked to see how middling some of the reviews were. I really like noir movies. It really struck that noir kind of feel for me. From the cinematography, swapping day for night. It felt like classic noir while kind of being innovative and fresh, and that whole thing, like this, like kind of the wetness to it, like I don't know how else to describe it. And I felt like kind of the same sentiment with the dialogue. If you make a modern noir movie, it's very hard to walk the line between noir and realism, but you also, and that's like the way they talk is a lot of fun, but also you don't want it to be like an SNL parody, It was a really nice balance. I was very happy that the sci-fi stuff never got up its own ass. I was really worried that it would, sorry, Johnny, end up in Christopher Nolan territory where you're not really sure what the fuck is going on with it or anything like that. Like, say what you will, Nolan has a tendency to just like get up there with his fucking sci-fi stories. And I really appreciated that it didn't do that. Mixed feelings on the ending. But the plot, I felt was pretty good, but it was really easy to predict where this one was going, but that's not a bad thing. Like, we're talking about superhero movies and we know what's going to happen. That's fine. And it was a good trip. Like I liked it. So I don't know, like it was nice to see Miami as a hellscape, kind of apocalyptic, flooded city.
For what it really is.
For what it's or what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, Jared, formula there's a reason why it's a formula. So because it works and it
Yeah.
works for Wells, right? So, Joe, what did you think of the movie?
Overall, I thought it was fine. I think the world building was the biggest thing that for me that was the most interesting. I think I like the sort of the futuristic, weird, big ocean ish world that they built was really nice. I think whoever did that kind of thing was good. I again like you said, the technology and the future technology it wasn't so outrageous to the point where I would think, oh, this is just too much. But I don't know. I just felt like the story itself was sort of just okay in terms of just okay. I sort of get it. It's just and I don't know. I feel like nowadays people aren't the biggest fan of noir ish films. It might be either too like dark in terms of like the actual movie itself. Like people like bright things, I guess, or like again, superhero movies are always very popular. So I think this is a weird time in movie history where noir won't be as popular, and that's probably why. I mean, I know that from a box office standpoint, it didn't do so hot. From an acting standpoint, I think it was fine. But I just think overall, it wasn't one of those things where, like, wow, this is like gonna stick with me. But I think it was fine. So sort of, wasn't too good, wasn't too bad, sort of thing in the middle. But again, it has high points, which I mentioned before. So that's sort of how I feel about it.
If Jared's on the more positive side and Joe's in the middle, I am the one kind of more negative towards it. I think I agree. I agree with Joe. Like the world building itself was fine. I think those are some of the more cooler parts to kind of watch. It's the noir part of this story that I just couldn't get to it, and I think a lot of it has to do. I like Hugh Jackman, but I think they sapped all of the charisma out of him in this movie. That it to me didn't work. The voiceover, the narration, I get it. I understand it because this is what it is. But at the same
Too
time, it
much
just
talking.
didn't need it.
There's
Yeah,
there's way too much talking.
this is like, this is what she borrowed from her brother-in-law. I'm all like, stop talking. I know the moment. I can feel the moment. That's fine. But like we were talking about the ending, I just think it felt very underwhelming to me because I'm all like, I knew where it was going, yet it still happened, and I'm just like, oh, like like there's nothing there. I will say his two female co-stars are the best parts of the movie. Thandie Newton was there for like very little, but she was really good for the little scenes that she had. I cannot tell you enough how much I love Rebecca Ferguson. I mean, this is the one movie where I'm like, oh, they're really showing her off. But like, she's been in other great movies like Doctor Sleep, which she is like the standout in that movie, or even the latest two Mission Impossible movies. So with noir films, usually the femme fatale is like really kind of the big key hook in some of these movies. What did you guys think about her performance?
That was fine. She seemed perfect when you think about it. But I think she wasn't bad. She wasn't great. I don't know. I was pretty middling on her, but like I said, that doesn't mean it's bad. But like in my mind's eye, it's like when you picture Rebecca Ferguson, you're like, oh yeah. But I will give her props because she is in the new Dune movies, and she is.
Hey man, some bias there. What the fuck? That's some shit.
A Lady Jessica, no, not Atreides. She is the Duke's concubine. And she is a Bene Gesserit.
I feel exactly the same way. Not the Dune part, but what you said about
what you said about the movie. I'm re-listening to Dune, and I'm about to finish it for the third time, and it is still a fucking banger.
I don't think that she's gonna win any awards for the acting she did in this movie.
Nah.
And again, I would describe it as wallpaper. Just long as it's bad. It's not wasn't so bad where I noticed it. It was just fine. I don't think she's like a crazy method actor in this movie or anything. It was just she just played a role. It was okay. Just average is how I felt about it.
So give me a grade, you guys. What do you have for this movie?
B minus.
I was gonna say literally the same thing. Yeah, just about average. Yeah, B minus sounds right.
Cool. It's a C minus for me, you guys.
Whoa,
Brutal. That's
is not-
fucking
This is not. This was
woof.
not my movie. I was.
Dog.
Hey, so let me ask you this: do you like noir movies?
I do. I love noir movies.
Oh,
What's
like,
your
that's-
favorite? What's your
Yeah.
favorite noir?
it's still Double Indemnity, but I'm a
Okay.
very old school guy. Like I
Like, have
absolutely
you-
love that movie.
Have you watched a noir movie in the last 15 years that you liked?
I mean, there's some. I mean, the last great modern one to me is L.A. Confidential. Like to me, that's the last great
You know,
one.
that might be it. It's just maybe it's sort of difficult to make really good noir movies, maybe, you know? And so,
Brick was
know.
really good.
oh yeah, you're right. You're right. So I mean, or maybe it's really easy to make a bad one. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, it 100%. It's way easier to make a bad one because all you got to do is a guy that talks like this. See, I'm gonna get him. Yeah, see,
yeah.
like I'm talking like Chinatown is so. Oh God, I watched that again recently, and it's still so good.
So
Joe,
so I think
you've seen Chinatown, right?
I have, yeah.
So I'm thinking like if we're talking in terms of the classic noir, like yes, I think LA Confidential is the last kind of classic one I think is great. Now, modern stuff like you were talking about Brick, that's more neo noir, right? Like more modern noir that is there. And there's a lot of good ones there. I just, this one was very couldn't pick a lane. I didn't care for this movie.
All right. Yeah, I get you.
I mean, that's sort of why I thought it was average,
The second movie in our double feature, if we were just leaving the theater from Reminiscent, I really need to see another movie. Heck, it is Vacation Friends. So it stars Lil Rel Howery. Oh God, I didn't mispronounce your name, man. And Yvonne Orji. So and then with John Cena and Meredith Hagner. So a couple before their wedding, they take a vacation. They meet another couple, and wild things ensue. I will be honest with you guys. The only reason why I recommended this movie was because, hey, it's streaming, and two, John Cena's in it, and I like John Cena as an actor. Recently, anyway, Suicide Squad was on my mind, right? So, Joe, what did you think of this movie?
It was, okay, do you guys remember Raven's Revenge? Like the candy?
No.
Yes.
So
yes.
it could be called basically is a test tube full of sugared candy, like color.
It was like Fun Dip and like
It was like a mega pixie, like a pixie stick.
Okay.
I feel like this movie was basically sugar overload. Because it was obviously outlandish, it was crazy, it was insane, and people are doing all this sort of stuff. The only good thing about this is John Cena. I really like John Cena as an actor. I don't know how to feel about if he's following in the steps of The Rock, where Rock takes like 50 movies a year sort of thing. In terms of comedy, I think John Cena is fantastic. In terms of seriousness, I think John Cena is really good. And I think that John Cena, with his pedigree, should be able to, unless he's getting that paycheck, be more selective with his movies. This one wasn't very good. It had a couple laughs here and there, but a lot of it felt kind of cheap laughs. I mean, I watched it all the way through, and I have a pretty high tolerance for all sorts of movies, so it was fine. But yeah, it wasn't in my book. Overall, it wasn't very good in my book.
So this movie was delayed from 2005, I believe. I read somewhere.
2005.
Holy shit!
Something
I did not know
like
that.
Like it's been.
My
but
God,
I don't know.
But
when you look at his hair and his yoke, that doesn't sound. Maybe 2015.
No. I mean the movie.
The movie
not,
itself.
Not
Not the filming of it.
not the
Okay.
filming
I was
of
all
it.
like, "There's no way this movie has been delayed." Okay.
No,
Okay.
like this movie has like been delayed since 2005. But you can kind of see that in the movie,
Yes.
right? Like you could see like Sean William Scott playing the John Cena role, which by the way, watch Goon again recently. Goon still fucking holds up.
Mhm.
I mean, I felt like this movie had no right to be as good as it was, and I really appreciated it. It had setups and payoffs, and like the movie's like a solid, like, I don't know, I'll give it a grade afterwards, but like, even if you don't like the humor, like the bird shitting, the forehead kissing, Waffle House, Like all that stuff had setups and payoffs. It's like screenwriting 101, and I really appreciated it. I love John Cena. I love him. I loved him in Blockers. I mean,
Mhm.
Blockers is a way better movie, but I
Yes, it is.
still, I didn't hate this movie. I think I love we look nothing alike. And, Cena going, I'm talking about your spirits. Like, great moment. I don't like, I don't think this movie deserves to be like looked at and like analyzed and everything like that. It's just one of those like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm just gonna like watch this shit and just kind of like hang out, maybe get a little stoned. There's a giant bug that just flew on my water,
Oh,
like my water cup. Hold on.
Like into it.
right into it.
No, it's like on the rim, and I gotta fucking kill this thing. It's huge.
Oh,
All right, do it. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta say, John Cena is probably the best part of this movie, and I think that's it. I think I feel bad saying this. I think Little Rel is just the classic sixth man. That's it. Like he plays that guy. That's it.
He
I don't
was
think-
great. He was great in Get Out.
yeah, he was.
Yes,
really
but
good.
again, like
But I think that's what this movie is, because all these guys, I know that they're really good supporting actors.
That's what I
Now,
mean.
They just had a movie altogether within themselves. I enjoyed this movie for what it was. Comedies are very simple to me. Like, if you land 50% of your jokes, you're doing pretty good. This movie landed about 40% of its jokes, but that's still really much higher than I thought it would. We sing praises for John Cena, but I think John Cena and
let's call him Little Rel is what I call
Little
him.
Rel, right? So
Yeah.
Little Rel, like their scenes together work really well. I think the chemistry between them is the best out of all
Oh,
four.
yeah, by
Like,
far, by far.
it just works so well for me. John Cena, back to your point, I think as an actor, I don't think he will be like the movie star like The Rock is, but he's in that in between him and Batista, where if they needed him to star in a big movie, I think he can. But I think he can find bit parts like this and make it his own. And having that new TV show on HBO Max about Peacemaker, I think is going to really kind of show kind of like his acting chops or comedy chops, depending on how they go with that movie or show. So I'll start off with the letter grade. It's a B. Like, I thought this movie was fine.
Do you think John Cena, or as his luchador alter ego Juan Cena, he came out in a luchador mask once and called himself Juan Cena. Do you think he's better at comedy or action?
You mean just in a bubble?
You have tomorrow, snap your fingers, you have a good John Cena comedy or a good John Cena action movie?
Comedy.
Comedy.
What would you rather? You'd rather see him in comedy? Fuck
Yes.
yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because Suicide Squad was a split between the middle, right? But I also saw Fast 9 and I also saw Vacation Friends, and I would prefer to watch Vacation Friends than Fast 9. So
100% of the time, every time.
So yeah. But yes, if we were talking about the grade for this movie, I give it a B. What about you, Jared?
Solid B.
Well, B.
I'll have to.
I'm
I'll
not
have
mad
to
at
agree.
it.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. B sounds about right, and I think John Cena, if he finds his niche as that funny actor that came out of the pro wrestling scene, whatever, because they're always going to compare it to The Rock. He's going to do very well for himself.
Well, that's our double feature for today's episode. Joe, tell us where they can find us.
You can always find us on Instagram, on Twitter, Film Lovers GTTG. We would love to hear your opinions on these two movies. And if you like Vacation Friends, or actually even on the Spider-Man trailer, please let us know, because I know that's kind of like a controversial topic. But yeah, please tweet at us. Please send us messages. Please send us DMs. And tell me if I'm right or wrong about John Cena, because I think he's going to be good for a very, 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 very long time.
You can find us on Gmail with your questions. Send us your questions. Send us your comments. Send us your concerns at Film Lovers GTTG. Wait, no, sorry.
Film
That's
Lovers Pod,
the
right?
wrong handle. Filmloverspod at gmail.com. That's filmloverspod at gmail.com. You can find me tweeting about pro wrestling all the live long day this weekend because it's AEW's All Out pay-per-view, and we're going to get a Bryan Danielson run-in, I believe. American Dragon's back. But yeah, I tweet about pro wrestling. I tweet about education and how we're failing our children and all of that stuff. At JLUTHY on Twitter. Do not look me up on Instagram because I won't fucking let you follow me.
If you guys want to find me, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, JNO11. That's JNGO11. Also, want to say, guys, like I said, reviewing us on any of the podcasts that you do will get us more visibility. That being said, if you guys have not downloaded Good Pods, I would highly suggest doing so. It's a new podcast that's part podcast, part social media discovery because it actually helps indie podcasts to kind of get more listens. The reason why I say that is because you guys, you listeners out there, have made us the number one podcast for a whole week under the TV film category. We've been in the top 5 in the top 100 shows for the past week. We would love to continue to stay there. So please, if you have that app, rate us, review us. I mean, I would prefer 5 stars, but if
Give
you
us
think
5 stars.
if you think
5
we're
stars.
a 3-star show, then just give us that. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.